Munchkin managed to flash Fisker through, but it is a bit of a tell, and it's something that Sotekas is going to have a look at. Knows that he's going to be pushed a little bit more. It's sort of earning Vikings more of a push into that B site, and right now, Crazy are going to have to sort of give it up a little bit.
Looks like they're already setting up for some sort of retake, and well, it's not going well at all. They've lost a couple of duels straight off the bat, leaving just Bazzi and Ade remaining. Trying to... FRZ, he's not normally someone who plays this right now, so I was thinking maybe he'll be a little bit more passive, a little bit more calm in the way he kicks things off. Not at all. At the moment, from the Vikings, every single player making their way over onto this A side. They've got the screen down to at least block off vision and allow them to get into that after plant once again. Now there's a few pieces of utility trying to fly through to deny them, but not really doing too much. They've got that elevated plant, and you know what, Ryan? They've been in a pretty good spot. FRZ again, he's going to find that initial pick. Now Crazy RACOON, as we saw mentioned, this is a bit of a bonus round they're facing off against, and GTN is trying to find something back here. The peek through, it's a little risky, but Fisker gets away with it, giving them a chance to try and fight back into this round. Realistically, with that after plant still in play, they need somebody to find the kill. They've gone for the wall up, they've tried to start the defusal, it hasn't worked out at all, and they're slowly being picked apart, leaving it down to still a horrible situation left for Ade, and he just has to try and fade away here. No time left. It's a big round for Vikings. As I said, that was only a half investment, Ryan.
And it was the fact that Crazy RACOON as well playing so purely retake. They're not going into a position where they're going to try and face aggressively on A.
I think that knife connected. That knife connected onto a couple of players. Look at the rotation from Crazy RACOON. They've already brought back 3, even 4 members onto B. That one piece of utility has found so much for them, but it doesn't seem to matter. Still, both double entries come through, but the wall is broken. They're actually going to be able to get the res off, sort of. Did he actually get him up? No, he didn't. So he's died, and his teammate's probably going to die as well. The time may be ticking, but the afterplant likely to come through, and GTN just hitting absolutely everything. It's left onto Ade once again, Ryan. 1 versus 3, and he's not going to find anything on the cross, where, except maybe in clutch situations, it's not going to be something that FRZ is too bothered about using, and trying to make sure this round is as clear as possible. It's always going to be helpful. And well, Fisker's managed to find one. They also popped a Hunter's Fury. They are using a lot for a round that ultimately should be an easier one, and Neff has now snuck his way through as well. This has come back to one of the closest situations. He'll need to hit some more shots, and he's doing it with the pistol. It's left into a 1v1 scenario. The Sovas facing off each other, the other looking to try and clear out the doppelganger. Sassy's going to make his move to the site. He's actually already tagged down. So a shot from this Marshall could be enough to win the round for Bazzi, but he has to try and find him almost instantly. The timing, and he missed twice, but finally gets it through.
Could be a bit of an issue. I'm sure Jonas has various versions of how to clear this, that Sassy might actually
he'll see their feet, right? Because he's put it high enough? I think he should have done, unless he hasn't put it on the top right boxes, but that would, they've gone over him. I feel like he should have been able to see. Yeah, he was looking down, so I feel like he should have been able to see them. Instead, they bypassed his Viper's Pit, and he's slowly being surrounded. This has gone completely wrong from Ade. I feel like he put it in the right spot. He's now almost stuck in no man's land, and they're starting to try and hump him. Somehow, though, he is still surviving, and they're just unable to clear. This has turned into just one man standing, and Sassy, he gives it a nice attempt. Rounds where I feel like Fisker has been able to find that initial pick, and since then, Vikings haven't looked quite as strong. Net as well, just remaining in this angle. The fragment will deny them that extra space. They've got to clear him out, but they do. Turning it back into a 3v3 scenario, a likely afterplant, unless Bazzi does something pretty risky. He's actually just going to swing it. There was nobody watching the wall. They just allowed him to go all the way out and kill off the planter, turning this into a 3v2 situation, leaving that retake at a much more likely stance, and even starting to break their way through the wall. I think Sassy knows it. They need to get a little bit more aggressive here. They need to pick off one of these players, and instead, it's left all onto GTN. A 1 versus 3 scenario, but he swings a little bit too wide. Tagged down to just 65. He's got to try and go up above. He needs to win one of these duels, and he brings it damn close.
Because they really shouldn't have.
Got ults on either side. That has not gone great for Fisker. This is incredibly aggressive in their push-up. Both teams with a weaker buy, but it has somewhat worked out. They've come out with a positive trade. GTN, though, has used this time to garner a lot of space. He's even going to hear them tapping. Oh, a chance for both, and he will get them as well, leaving Ade alone with an operator in a 1v2.
Caught in Aldron as well. It's just not expecting that. A couple of those instances now that we've seen mid just being exploited. The Sage Wall also being used. Ade now, well, they have a rough idea where he can come from. And it's either side. They're playing very far off of this. I mean, if they've got any post-plant utility at all.
Just bait.
Yeah, it must be. It doesn't really, like, if depending on what side Ade comes from, it doesn't stop him from doing either of the two options, really. That's just the only bit of util that's available there, just to slow up, to stop him, to spray.
They are very confident that he's not on it. Got their lineup. All the knives have been spammed. He's just sticking this defusal, and thankfully through from Crazy Raccoon. And again, it leaves a lot of the pressure onto Ade. Now, in a round like this, I really don't mind them taking these sort of risks, like making those rotations back and trying to stack up one of the sites, because realistically, you're not going to win this round or even do damage in this round in any other way. But it does mean for the umpteenth time this game, we've got an after-plant on the A side for Vikings.
Interesting what they use now, especially now that Munchkin's able to get one kill. If he can get another, he can. Sadak's just watching, the peak gets wider and wider. And this is, again, Vikings having that big advantage. They have the economy, they have an open A site, which is where they've been most successful. They're still losing 2 players to lower guns, and even more now, the Bazzi's managed to get the Vandal in hand.
I don't know if there's anything that Sutekas can even do here. He's being blocked off, so he can't actually swing, and he's hoping to try and find something off the wallbang, but he gets absolutely nothing.
Spot, really, the Resurrect is not going to be used on him on the side of Vikings, this side at least. Fisker actually peeking out, Sadak catches onto him. And now this is a dangerous spot for Munchkin, and he's looking around, still manages to connect when he needs to. The mechanical skill is still there. Fragment's going to try and delay despite being planted, but it goes off the site, and it's just really crushing Vikings into a spot. They're holding on. Neff picking up the operator, now using it himself from Fisker's corpse. Sassy holding closer.
It's starting to look workable. The problem is the spike still isn't on the ground. They need to put this into place. The pop flash, he blinded himself, Munchkin, but it doesn't matter. There's 15 seconds. It's all down to the attackers to try and make a move here. They've managed to clear on Munchkin already, looking to try and swing in onto Bazzi, but I don't think there's going to be any chance for them here. Spike dropped onto the ground, and Sassy, it's an impossible task, or at least it seems, and Ade plays it to perfection. It is going to be the return of Crazy Raccoon.
Back to Berlin. We did see Gambit struggling a little bit on this map. It's not like Crazy Raccoon won it, but it did go to overtime in that case. So that's a pretty good testament in itself. And Munchkin, you want to see him come online as well, whether it's the utility, the firepower, finds an opening, traded out from Sassy, and we might be looking at a retake on A yet again.
It is looking like it. Now the spike yet to be planted, just waiting maybe for a little bit of extra aggression, trying to make sure there's no space lost as they get themselves into those after-plant positions, although not really much utility to use in the after-plants. It's just going to come down to the firefights, but luckily for Crazy Raccoon, they are winning all of them. It is GTN and Sassy, probably the 2 players you'd want in this sort of clutch scenario, but I feel like they need a miracle, right?
Sassy now trying to lead the line. GTN with the Sheriff couldn't find the kills, and then suddenly maybe Sassy's found a bit more than he bargained for. Nev forward actually, he's stepping aggressively, and the shot down I think narrowly misses it.
Still, they're going to get the opener. They need to clear this angle because the wall has not really covered them off at all. He has been spotted. That last bullet just takes it clean off. Neth is gone. Spike is on the ground. For the attackers here, this becomes a very awkward scenario. We've had the ultimate thrown in as well from Munchkin, so definitely a bit more costly than maybe they would have liked. And there was some decent investment into this one, into rifles as well. Yeah, I don't really blame them. I don't think you want that man getting back up, although I'm certain they'll hear it if that's the case. And, well, it's now left into a 2 versus 3 scenario. Of course, it is still somewhat of a bonus round for Crazy Raccoon, but I think winning this is starting to look difficult unless some mistakes are made. And Ade, he's at least trying to bring something home here, but Sassy.
Here though, Munchkin's low, just a body shot would take him down, and he's played from the position that was being sprayed. FRC maybe feeling a bit guilty. All of that play that we just saw was off the back of him being caught from that 0 point. Now he just wants to sort of push up Sadak as well, wanting to strong arm these higher points, get some form of intel, and that close hold actually coming in from Fisker is going to eventually get punished from FRZ once he gets a glimpse.
Yeah, they're running out of time. 15 seconds, spike not planted. They need to make their way to the side.
I
think this comes into a save. If not, it's going to be so much they need to try and achieve. But Munchkin coming in on the flank could be the difference maker. The spam through, the spinning to try and get the plant down has failed miserably. And wow,
Spike actually going to try and be contested at this point? No, but there's a little bit of space behind. GTN is constantly trying to push. That's a lot of space that he could take as well towards yellow. And Fisker now gets the kill down to 20 HP. He's the one holding here. The utility and the rest of the team is starting to follow through in the end. The Vikings have done well to just keep RACOON at bay here.
Yeah, the rotation's still not through yet from FRZ, but it might not matter. Sassy, he's almost just doing this all on his own. A one-man retake to try and close things out. Bazzi lands the shot, but Sassy is there. They've got a Viper's Pit on one spot. They've got a wall blocking the other spot. There's only one other place that players can realistically be, and it's aggressive on A. Now, there's no point again will come through. Will reduce the ability for their opponent's abilities, and they're actually going to use the Viper's Pit. There's already a lot invested into this round. I don't know how much of a counter there's going to be here from Vikings.
Might just be a case of wait. The Tippy-Toes are going to be seen on that one. GTN, that's a nice kill onto Munchkin from distance. There's no supporting utility there, but there wasn't much left from Munchkin at the end of the day either. Sassy now trying to push on through. Nep is holding that line. Just in this meander of different smokes, he's looking to ace it.
This is a big round from Neth. He's managed to find the timing twice to pull off multiple double kills, and it's left all onto Sudakas, and he's just looking for exits. He's trying to kill them all off as they try and exit the site, and the fact is Fisker is dead here.
Vikings, they're happy to hold on to this site, and it's not been that bad on the defense.
You have so much information. Why wouldn't they gamble players at this point? They've already managed to find out that there's nobody pushing on A. Now Munchkin able to take that shot. Okay, GTN. That was dirty. That was a nice shot. The res is coming through on the other side. Sassy, no way he manages to get away with that. And the best thing is, he's also got his ultimate. The spam coming through isn't going to find anything, but he instead will be able to pop that Hunter's Fury and clear out Neth, bringing this round back from the fray. Turning it into a 5 versus 3 now. This duel could be everything. Now the patience of FRZ actually means he's going to get the kill for free. He picks off Munchkin, and although there's afterpart utility coming through, it doesn't look like it's worked at all, unless that was some counter utility that's been thrown out. It hasn't denied them, and Ade realizes there's nothing he can do at this point.
This is that the operator on B is pretty much looking in, it sees nothing. All of the information the Vikings need is there.
Also, the buy from Crazy RACOON stinks. So they're going to need someone to be a hero. Luckily, Fisker might have just done that. He goes swinging. Sudakas is there for the trade, and they don't know that Sassy is here. He's still just hiding in the back lines. This time they are watching for the flank. The problem, though, is that there's 3 players currently stacked within the A site. The faster rotation from the Vikings leaves this as a very tough spot, and in fact, they're not ready for these swing peaks. If anything, at this stage, I feel like Crazy RACOON have to back off.
Might not even be given that opportunity. Sudakas is still holding on to this high ground. This toxic screen is just doing what they wanted to do. It's forcing Crazy RACOON into these positions, but now it's no longer going to be a factor at this point. 2 versus 3 now. Resurrect is available for Nef, but this close hold from Vikings, actually, never mind. They think it's another site. They're moving away.
There's so little time left, though. The second they hear this, there's going to be a rotation. I am very surprised that Neth is currently holding the Stinger. Like, this is not the gun that you want to be having. And Ade going down, he now has to pull off maybe the greatest clutch you've ever seen with this weapon. I know Lothar might have a smile if he starts going for a few little burst plays, but I think the chances of that are slim to none. Hits the dink on the first. There are actually some tacked players. There is absolutely no way, and Sassy is going to clear him out before that gets too dangerous. Vikings are going to take themselves the first map individually. It didn't matter what agent he was playing.
The only concern is he's only played it once in an official ever. And Sassy, it's the first time he's played Breach, and not a bad start. The 2 kills flashing in there. Just actually get the setup on Sadak. It's a prime game in Flawless. We saw few and far between of those on Icebox centrally. They still have that alarm bot in Garage, which is going to have that impact. Sassy using that utility to stall, and Sadak, the Nano Swarm, the stun combo completely rips apart Fisker.
Yeah, and he was the only one that entered the site. The rest of the team a little bit delayed, looking to play that almost old school B-site style. The timing could work nicely though for Munchkin. He's managed to sneak his way through, but again, the duel is going to go the way of Vikings, leaving them with a man advantage. Sassy low and no utility online, but he still manages to hit the timing, and now he's got that Rolling Thunder, as you mentioned. He could decide just to use it here and basically end this round in this track. Medusa is screwed here, surely. but he somehow still survives.
No,
As well. It's left into the 1 versus 1, and only a pistol available for FRZ. Are they already going to look to pull him off the spike? And with the rifle in hand, you have to favor him here. Just playing that time, lurking back further. And there should be no chance here for FRZ. He's just going to hope to try and stick this one all the way. Lands the shot at least, and he's going to connect. Does he have time to get the diffuser? I think he does as well.
Now there's a bit of trepidation from Vikings now. Leaning over to Wave. I like that guiding light and get some information, but Fisker uses that opportunity to line up. That is a really nice grab that comes in from Addy. He's far away from the action. And now he's going to be able to plant the spike now just behind the rest of the team. Neff needs to get this kill here, but Satekas might have a... If he gets down A long, nobody checks him.
Oh no. Oh, the timing could be the worst thing in the world. It's a bit of a whip, but he gets away with it. Turned down to just 1 player. Now he's got at least a bit of utility. The ultimate online to at least try and delay Sadak as much as possible. Or the turret is not really going to help him too much. In fact, it's going to be blasted away to the other side. This now looks like a very unlikely scenario for Sadak to be able to win. Neff looking for that swing out. He is actually going to get tagged up, but with the operator in hand, they're just hoping for a peek, and he is playing this perfectly, delaying as much as possible. It's my utility to deny. Quick rotation coming through from Sassy to support. Bit of a whip, though, from Fisker. In fact, he's going to get stuck and then caught by Sassy. That has not gone well at all. The man who opened up the last round, but the lurk from Medusa has managed to bring things back into a workable position. The lockdown going to be placed in the corner, and he gets away with it. Still, though, a 3 versus 3. And actually, there's a counter lockdown instead. The push coming up, hoping to try and garner some space. It's a kill coming through, and Sadak even manages to delay it, meaning, not quite caught.
I feel Addy manages to just get the timing perfectly right, but he isn't checking Satekas. Is just aware of him playing in that nice back C-site position. And you would have expected, or at least wanted, those 2 players of Neff and Addy to play together, to play off of each other, especially now that Vikings are split so thin. Satekas, like, the fact that 1 player is able to just break apart 2 like that, the rolling thunder for Sassy is one of the reasons why they're holding off.
Yeah, they are ready to just try and stun them as they enter the site, and look how aggressive they're being. They haven't actually spotted Fisker, though. Are they going to expect him in this smoke? Absolutely not. He just manages to survive and cause them problems, but they pushed back in to FRZ. Still looking to try and make their move, and I'm a little bit worried for Sassy hiding in this corner. He's been stunned up and nobody's checked it. And the second this goes down, it could be the end for Munchkin with a last-second turn. A big round from him individually. 3 kills coming up. And FRZ, well, the last clutch was unlikely. Let's see what he can do here.
You just never really know with these 2 teams, to be fair. It's not expected. FRZ just... Crazy Raccoon just not showing up anything. They know they're just keeping this money in order is good. It's not flawless because Medusa was caught out on that lurk from FRZ of all players as well. The wraparound is slowly coming in. Munchkin was the one that opened the site, and now he's the one at the back as well to try and wrap around, but it's not full armor, full health. The stun is nice. The follow-up isn't going to be there on the right corner. GTN, he does go down, but FRZ is ready to trade and then some.
He's just going to look to hold his ground. They eventually clear him out, and the lockdown might give them at least a little bit of extra space. But for the remaining defenders, they don't really need to try and overfight. He got the kill.
Planted.
He just got the kill straight through the smoke. That's given them a real opportunity here. Sassy and Satekas coming from completely different angles. Still a little bit of utility to try and clear them out. And I feel like Satekas is going to have everything to do, looking to try and come in from behind. But I like this. Crazy Raccoon getting aggressive, trying to take the control from in front. And they are spotting that there's no one around this angle. They know that there has to be someone within head of them, someone coming in on the flank. And Medusa lands the shot. It's left all onto Sassy. A great recovery. Now, although this has been somewhere he's played a lot, it's never actually been spotted, but again, it's Munchkin. Having that read, finding themselves that opener. They're going to try and wait and hold on to at least a little bit of control. And the timing couldn't be better for Ade. Completely clearing out Sassy. Now they can afford to just back out of the lockdown. They have such a huge advantage. Sadak actually goes in with the Ares and manages to get himself a kill, but the trades are coming in thick and fast. Good spot currently for Crazy Raccoon to be in.
Spike still hasn't gone down at this point, no. Medusa now with the operator in hand is just sort of watching keenly. FRZ is going to push out of this, and the trades are there. It's nice stuff. See you long. Munchkin has been waiting here the whole time with his recon dart to play off of it. All of these smokes placed down, and it's just not really that much. I like this from GTN. He knows that that's the kind of play that Munchkin's going to make. He closes that distance.
2 of them desperately low. A chance here for the defenders to try and turn the tide into a 3 versus 3 scenario. Spike's still not planted, and they're slowly surrounding them. This round is going to be ended on Jules and Jules alone, and it's left just onto Sassy. Still, though, he manages to land the headshot onto the first. Both players desperately low, and Sassy brings it back again. And they have a fast flank. This is actually a brilliant adaptation from Crazy Raccoon, but he's been caught by the alarm bot. They know that he's here. However, this was the plan all along, and by the looks of it, they're not actually watching for it. So Fiska's going to get himself the first one for free.
Now it's a case of Crazy Raccoon using these two positions in tandem, really. It's just one player from Fisker all on his own, and I like this wraparound from Satekas to try and weed him out a little bit. He's still getting kills, he's moving on to the site. There's still players going down from Crazy Raccoon, but Satekas, that late